Well, this is the actual summit of the mountain, and that is the line of people taking their picture with the sign who drove up here. They drove up here, and I have to go stand in line behind them to take a picture at the freaking sign. So I'm not too happy. Okay, so that's Mount Washington, and that's the zoo that was up at the top there. And this like pollution making machine is the cog, or the railroad, that goes all the way from the parking lot to the top of the mountain for people who are too lazy to hike it. So this is the trail. You can see these like piles of rocks are the cairns, and that's what's marking the trail because we don't have trees for blazes anymore. And yeah, it's just a rock field that takes forever to go over, and you could die at any moment. So we're following cairns now, which are these stacks of rocks. And there's one. There's one. There's one. Another one down there. Another one over there. Another one here. And another one there. So how are we supposed to know which way to go? Hey Connor, what you got there?
Some blueberries.
Yum.
They're everywhere.
This is the most blueberries I've seen in one area, and all of this vegetation through here is blueberries. Well, it looks like there's something weird with my camera. This like halo thing that's going off on the side. I think there's a crack in my screen or something. But anyways, hi, I'm back. I'm in the woods again, and I'm hiking. So just in case you weren't following along on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, I twisted my ankle. I was off the trail for a few days. Tried to come back out after I think it was like 3 days off, and made it about 2 miles and realized that I needed a little bit more time off than that. So I went back to the same hostel I was staying at in Conway, which was White Mountains Hostel, with Tim and Samara, and they were super hospitable, and I did work for stay with them for a few weeks, and it was really awesome. I thought I had such a great place to stay and recover. And yeah, so I came back out on, today's Sunday, we came back out on Thursday, and my friend Connor hiked with me through the Presidentials. So that's who was in the other segments of this video. And then yesterday we were coming into Pinkham Notch, and there was this very nice couple who gave us a ride back to Connor's car, and then they offered to have us over for dinner and take showers and stuff at their place. So it just like happened, like random people being like, oh, you want to come into our house, and you know, it was just extremely generous of them. The guy, he had hiked in the 90s, so it was really cool talking to him about the difference in the trail between now and I guess almost 20 years ago at this point. So yeah, so I'm back out now. I switched out my trail runners that I've been wearing for a pair of boots, just for the additional ankle support, which like don't like boots for a number of different reasons, but I think that's just what I need right now. So I had a pair of new shoes waiting for me at Pinkham Notch, the trail runners, just in case I didn't like these boots, but I sent those forward to somewhere in Maine, so I'll have those there if I want to switch out later, but for now I'm staying in the boots. And the ankle's doing okay. I can definitely feel it. It's just incredibly difficult hiking through here, so I think I could take 6 months off and still feel it. So I'm just doing low miles. Yeah, except for the day that we did Washington, when I thought it was supposed to be a 10-mile day. It was actually a 13-mile day, and it was probably like the hardest. The last like 6 miles of the day were like the hardest continuous 6 miles of the trail. Just a lot of rocks. So that was challenging. Yeah, we summited Mount Washington, which is the tallest mountain in the Northeast, and kind of had high hopes for that. Okay, first of all, let's look. This is the trail. That's what I'm about to have to go up. But anyways, Mount Washington, the climb wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. But when we got to the top, we actually have like a visitor center and a museum and a road and a little cog train that leads up to the summit of the mountain. And there were hundreds of people up there, and I had to like wait in line for my photo and stuff, which is fine. I'm not like hating on the tourists for going up there. I'm sure it was a cool day trip for them. I just think it's a little ridiculous that whoever built this road and whoever operates that business is allowed to do that on national land in the middle of the wilderness like this. And it's just kind of disappointing when, since Georgia, we've been going out of our way to practice leave no trace initiatives and have as minimal of impact as possible on these wild lands. And then you get there and it's like a huge tourist trap on top of the grandest, giantest mountain I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah, but the rest of that presidential range was really cool. And there was nobody else out there. So yeah. So anyways, back to hiking on my own. There's actually a few people in this area that I haven't seen in ages who have caught up with me, or I caught up with them or whatever, because I was off for so long. So I'm excited to see them around. But that's all. Look at all these bugs. Yeah. Okay. Can you tell how steep this is from this video? This is like straight up. Okay, I can only imagine how beautiful this view is after that tremendously steep climb for 2 miles, but instead I get a cloud. That's okay. So it took me exactly an hour to do the last mile, and that's just been like par for the course out here. Alright, so this is why I hate boots. These are made of Gore-Tex, which is a waterproof material, as the inside is telling me a billion times. But when it's waterproof, like, it's great because it doesn't, like, I can just splash through the water, like the puddles, and it doesn't seep through, so my feet are dry. However, my feet sweat, so then my socks get wet. And yesterday it rained all day, so my socks got even wetter, and the inside is just absolutely soaked and will not dry out. If these were my trail runners, they'd be dry, but instead it's like sticking them inside a wet plastic bag. And when that happens, you get blisters, and you get like just nasty, wrinkly swamp foot thing. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. No fun. That's all. So this is probably one of the most beautiful spots I've seen on the trail. And apparently a moose lives around here, and you can see him sometimes. So, I'm a mess. Well, for starters, I fell this morning like a starfish on a rock and slid right down. And then fell another time or two and bent my pole. Even worse than it was before. So I'm walking around with some bumps and bruises and a broken pole and hiker box trail runners. And on top of all of that, just me looking ridiculous out here. Oh, I'm also kind of limping because the ankle thing. And then, so the original plan was to stay at a shelter that was where that pond was. It was really pretty. It was there at like 4 o'clock. And I was just like, you know what? I want to be in Maine. I'm gonna keep going because Maine is another 5 miles, and it was only 4. But I didn't really look into it too much. And the last water source I just passed and I filled it up, but there's no water where I'm camping tonight. I have to finish climbing Mount Success, which is a pretty gnarly climb. And like the 2 liters of water I have need to last me until like 4 miles into my day tomorrow, which is not like ideal. I feel like a rookie. Come on, I've been out here for so long. I should know better than this. Anyways, onwards and upwards. But Maine though, Maine will be cool. Good morning. We're in the last mile or so of New Hampshire. And this is the trail, straight downhill through this boulder garden avalanche thing.